Okay, so this is just my portfolio of stuff I've made previously in Desmos. This is just a Pac-Man animation. So it basically just draws a new Pac-Man and a dot for every frame. And then each one of these is just a frame. That's it. It's just a simple like frame by frame stop motion animation. And you can speed it up and it looks smoother. Yeah, that's it. The next thing was this is a dot finder. This was when I was still like experimenting with how to make hidden things. And yeah, this was my first attempt, or it was just like a few hidden dots in this little area. And the next thing we had was a prototype for a game I was trying to make. I was trying to make a catching game where you have a bunch of things falling, and then you have to get them to fall into your hoop, and then if they collide, then it would give you a +1. And if you notice that if they don't collide, it actually doesn't give you a score. The way this works is actually it just checks to see if the XY coordinate of that circle lines up with the XY coordinate of the hoop. This is similar to how I made one of my ComSci, I think my ComSci CPC last year, where a game we made, it was, I said we, it's just me, a game I made where it does collision just basically by checking if the XY coordinates line up. Here it's exactly the same thing. The only reason I couldn't make a game in Desmos is you can't actually store any values. So once you get a store +1, you can't store that in an area and add to it every time you increase. And you can't put a fail state every time you miss one. So for now, it actually just kind of stayed like this, and then I stopped working on it. Also, because according to my math teacher, we weren't allowed to hand in games. It had to be a picture. So then my idea was, okay, here's the Arctic Monkeys logo again. Really love that band. Where it was basically like you had a plate and there's gonna be a bunch of like falling functions that would form like fruits or something. If they fall, it catches it and moves it. Again, limitation because you can't store values. No matter where this thing goes, it's gonna magically teleport onto the plate. So I kind of gave up on this one too. And then here's tic-tac-toe. Each slider represents either an X or an O. Let's zoom out actually. Represents either an X or an O, and then you take turns like flipping the sliders to see which one belongs where. And you don't actually know which thing does which. Like they're all out of order, and even then they don't line up with anything here. So I call it drunk tic-tac-toe because you really don't know what move you're making. And it was fun for a bit. I made this while I was finished a philosophy test early, and then I was just on my phone making this. And like it's pretty nice. Everything is just an if statement. It's just like if g is equal to 0, draw nothing. If it's equal to 1, draw an X. If it's -1, draw an O. And that's it. That's basically that. And then 4 lines creating the tic-tac-toe board. And that's more or less what I made on here. And then obviously there's our math final project. Oh, shit. This is actually wrong account. Alright, yeah. And then if we go back to the CPT, the CPT was by far the most difficult thing we did. And we had just the 13 required functions. We had the falling snow, the lights, ribbons, the star on top of the tree, SpongeBob's holes, and yeah, you could start subtracting random stuff until everything was gone. And then because it was our math project, the actual like part we were getting marked on was, oh yeah, these aren't in folders. Does it have these 13 required functions? So here they are, and exactly where they line up. So if our teacher can't find them, like just saying they're right there. These are the animated things, and then obviously we have the secret. Should be around here. There we go. So yeah, hidden object, blinking lights, falling snow. There are tutorials for those if you want to find out how to do them on my channel. And yeah, that's basically all stuff. I don't think I'm gonna touch Desmos for like the next year. Like honestly, I'm so done with it. We're just using it so much the past like few weeks. So yeah, please like and subscribe.